Yes, still colours back in the building. What's everyone saying? Hope everyone's well. Me and Kay are back here again with another review.
What up?
This
What up?
time around, we've got one of the best rappers of this generation that we're going to be reviewing. He literally just dropped his album a few days ago, and we're talking about the West Coast native Vince Staples. He dropped his fourth album, I believe, called Vince Staples. Literally, like I said a couple of days ago, and me and Kay are just gonna give it a quick little review. So just off the bat, Kay, how do you feel about this album?
I really like it. I really like it. I've been playing it quite a lot recently and trying to sort of get as much of understanding of the album as much as I can. I really liked it, especially the first half of the beginning half. The first three records are just flawless, and I love a lot what Kenny Beats does on this album. Like he's able to make contemporary beats, like beats or records that sounds current right now, but they're still off kilter. Like I think it's the record like Law of Averages that got element of James Blake in it. Do you get me? With those sort of chopped out vocal and how awkward they kind of sit on the track, but they still fit as well. So I'm loving the production, and not necessarily all. I think there's 5-star records, and I think there's some good records, and then there's a record I just don't really care much for, which I think is Lil Fetty. But other than that, I like the album, and I do love Vince Staples' rapping. It's nothing too complex. There is no, I believe, like double entendres, and there isn't really much of a There's not big complexity to the album, but it's nice, it's short, and it's little bit weird, and it's very good. So yeah, I like it. I like it very lot. I like it a lot. What about you?
Bro, you already know, like, after I sort of took this album in, I was saying that, in my personal opinion, it's the album of the year so far. I really like this record, man. And for me, this kind of took me by surprise because I didn't even know Vince Staples was releasing anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was expected to this year, but yeah, I literally found out like a week before the album dropped that he was due to drop his fourth album, and I was excited because Vince is an artist that I fuck with. And I definitely think he's one of the best artists of this generation.
Yeah.
And the previous album that he released back in 2019, I think it's called FM, right?
Yeah. FM. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, FM.
Yeah. There was elements to that album that I loved, but I didn't really take to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't get to. Sorry, go on.
No, go on, bro. Go on.
No, I didn't get to listen to. Maybe I have. I can't remember. But the one I did listen to a lot was Big Fish Theory, and that's the album where he's got like dance music, electronic music, and also a little bit of UK garage. So he's interestingly able to infuse a lot of different genres, and and it's quite surprising that this album is his most, or one of his most simplistic in terms of genre bending.
But Kev, I think that's why I love this album so much. It does so much, with very little. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it makes complete sense. Yeah.
And like you said before, shout out to Kenny Beats, man.
Man.
Beats is one of my favorite producers in the game right now, along with Hit Boy.
Yeah.
I think with Kenny Beats, he's able to sort of like, none of the beats on this album sound the same, even though they incorporate the same theme. Does that make sense? That's very hard.
Yeah. Like I think most of them are quite like bass heavy 8/8, but they're very different in a way. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
It's like that West Coast sound in it that is known for, but none of the beats sound the same. They all sound different. There's a variation in the beats, So I think Kenny did a phenomenal job with this one, and Vince, like, again, without doing too much, he sort of I don't know, it just feels like he's in his bag on this one. Like the whole theme of the album is literally engraved in LA culture. Obviously that's where Vince is from, and you can just tell that this is Vince's comfort zone, if that makes sense. It's his comfort zone, and I love all the tracks on this album, to be honest with you. I can play, this is one of the rare albums that I can play all the way through without skipping.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, it's only like 22 minutes long, I believe.
Yeah, 22, yeah.
It's like it gets in, then gets out. You know, it's not too overbearing. And I think sometimes, like certain artists just need to keep it simple. Like if you try to do too much, you can overcomplicate things, and that's where things can kind of go left. But I think Vince understood the assignment, and Kenny Beats understood the assignment with this album. And Vince is good enough as an MC to put his point across, to not make his point overbearing, but like the art doesn't suffer. Does that make sense?
No, it makes complete sense, and I think it's the right decision. Again, it all depends on what type of musical, what type of album that she wanted to make, and I think for its theme and what he wanted to do, I think 22 minutes is enough. Of course, you could have extended it, but then you have to always have the skill set to include maybe a much more heartfelt record in terms of the street life that I don't think this album has. But I'm not gonna. I think it would have been nice to have it, but then I think for 22 minutes and for what this album is essentially, it's okay for it not to be there. But
do you know why I think it's okay for it not to be there? Because Vince has shown us, like,
we were on past projects.
Yeah. He's shown us that on past projects. So I love the approach that he took to this album. And it's very easy to listen to as well. It's not.
I agree with you.
Compared to like his previous albums, like it's not like
like Big Fish Theory.
Like Big Fish Theory, and man. I mean, have you got any standout songs from this?
For me, Are You With That is fucking excellent, man. Like it's just brilliant, man. That Law of Averages as well is amazing, and then Sundown Town as well, man. Amazing.
Sundown Town's my favorite.
Like those three for me are amazing, and then I also like The Apple and the Tree. I believe, I'm not sure if it's Vince Staples' mom or a parent. And basically, The Apple and the Tree, like she is as on crud as he is.
On crud as he, yeah. So it's like you're the product of your environment.
Yeah. She's talking about like going to church with a gun in her handbag. That's really fucking ridiculous stuff.
That's where Vince gets his sort of
gets the crud from. Yeah.
And again, I think this album this gives you like an insight into LA. I mean, we've heard stories of LA from the likes of Snoop Dogg when he came with Style, Kendrick with Good Kid, Mad City. And I think this album has sort of similar elements to Good Kid, Mad City. It's not as in depth, but it does have elements that you can relate to that album.
So what is some of your favorite record on this album?
Definitely, bro. Like I mentioned before, Are You With That? That's one of my favorites. Vince is just basically talking about like how he had to fight for his life, like, when he was growing up in LA. Like it was basically survival mode for him. And again, we've mentioned this on previous videos that we've done, but I can sort of relate to that, even though obviously my childhood wasn't as rough as somebody who lived in LA or lived in a neighborhood that was immersed in gang culture in LA. I can still relate to songs like this, because there was times where, growing up where I grew up, like it was this survival mode every single day in it. You know what I'm saying? So, anytime like an artist talks about stuff like that, I can definitely sort of relate to it. So yeah, man, I love that record. I love Law of Averages. I love the video as well of I don't know if you've seen the video, okay, but
I think it's when he's in the hood, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got like different revolving characters in the video as well, and like different sort of overhead shots. That's the Law of Averages video. I think that's the first single. I think it was. The second one. Was it the first one?
I think it was the first. It was the first one. It was the one that he released literally a week before the album.
Oh yeah. I've seen the video.
Yeah, and then obviously Sundown Town, which is my favorite record, man. Bro,
that's incredible.
The chopped up vocals in the background as well.
It's fucking bro.
Similar to Law of Averages. Yeah. It's just like
You get me? It's just so off kilter. Like it's just so off kilter, but it's spicy, but it's enough. It's perfect. Yeah, I agree. Any more?
Yeah.
I like as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I like as well. Yeah.
Like, I love. And then probably taking trips as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, he's just talking about like, this essentially him and his niggas, going on ride outs to sort of like to cause havoc. You know what I mean? Like, and I think there was one line that he said in the song about someone owing him money and him going to his house and just
stomping him out.
Yeah, stomping him out. You know what I mean?
I remember that. I remember something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, man, those are my favorite records. So anything, is there anything? Are there any graps that you had with this album?
It's. I mean,
anything you could have done better, like?
I mean, I would say it's a weird one. I feel like there's more that he could have done, but at the same time, there is no need for him to do more because this is a 22-minute album, and it has enough record with it. And I think there's records like Lil Fade and maybe The Shining, a little bit odd there as well. But other than that, I mean, they're good songs. They're not bad songs, but I think they're good songs. And I think because of the quality of the album, those songs don't falter. They're good enough to be on the album. But I think it's fine enough. I think it's fine enough. This is not a Good Kid, Mad City-esque of deep level study of growing up in that environment and the problems from top to bottom that you get into and the mindset that you end up having. But it's good for what it is, and that's why I really like this album.
For real. I think the only criticism I would have is of this album is I feel like some of the hooks could have been better.
Okay, so which records do you think that's the case?
I think Little Fade.
Okay, yeah.
Little Fade. I think The Shining as well.
Yeah. Because it's not they're not as clever like Are You With That or Law of Averages. Like Law of Averages, it's like the chorus directly linked to like how average some of these people that he's interacting with. Do you get me? Like how insignificant they are. I think from what I get. And same thing with Are You With That? Like, are you with that crowd? Like, are you with that? Are you with that? Do you get me? It's very nice. What's it called? Interaction between the verses and the choruses.
Okay, yeah. So just summing up.
Okay.
What would you give this album out of 10?
I give it a light 8. I give it like 8. I think it's a very good album. It's a very good album. I really do like it. It definitely is going to end up in my best list. I don't think it's going to get the top spot. I know some of the records would 100% get some of the top spot, but I don't think the album will. But of course, we won't know. I mean, I probably will end up playing it more, and then it could increase its value. I don't think it's going to decrease its value really much. But other than that, I still think it's definitely one of the best of this year. And Vince Staple has done amazingly well. Importantly, shout out to Kenny Beats, man, because he's producing, and also people that worked on this album as well. I think there's some records that there's co-productions with at least another person, or at least two other person, and they're able to just make something that we hear a lot sound a little bit different and better. And I think that's always one artist should try to strive to do. If you don't try to sound like everything else, just be different, however much as you can. And yeah, so shout out for Kenny for doing that, man. And other producers that worked on this album. So yeah, what thoughts on the album? What rating would you give it?
Yeah, so for me, I already told you, Kayla, I feel like this is the best project of 2021 so far. And I definitely think that this is going to end up on my best year list. Like that's almost guaranteed. I just love this project from top to bottom. Like this is one of the rare albums that I can play from start to finish without skipping. So yeah, without that being said, man, I'm gonna give this album a light 9.
Oh, cool! That's a very high score. Very high score.
Yeah. I think this is my favorite Vince Staples project. No, I don't even think it. I know this is my favorite.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think this is also my favorite. I did like Big Fish Theory, but I do agree with you. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. So I just think he did what he had to do on this one. I don't really want to say too much more, but yeah, this is a phenomenal project, and I'm excited to see what else Vince Staples can do. But yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite artists, hip hop artists, that's out right now. And yeah, shout out to Vince, shout out to Kenny Beats as well. You know,
Yeah.
phenomenal producer. But yeah, without that being said, we want to know obviously what you guys think. Comment in the comment section below. Let us know if you're feeling the album. Let us know if you're not feeling the album. And just yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the drill. And yeah, me and Kay will be back again real soon for another review. So as always, stay locked in. But for now, peace.
Peace, people.